Well, hey people. My name is Blair Nicole Reads. If you are seeing this, it's probably from my Bookstagram. Also, Blair Nicole Reads on there. But I'm a yapper and I do a lot of reels over there. And sometimes it's hard for your girl to shut up. So, welcome to my intro of BookTube. So this is my 2025 wrap. I've read 119 books. My math doesn't equal 119 books. That's because there's authors on here I will not talk about and will not platform anymore. That being said, let's get into it. The first book of the year that I read is The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I liked it. Least favorite in the series. And the next I read was A Guide to Ghosting by Emily Antoinette. This one was a serial on her Patreon and then became a book. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It was a fun time. Next, physically that I own, Lavender Moon by Sarah Blue. I have bullied a lot of people to read this, but I have heard no bad things. That being said, if you haven't read this, read it. It's Omega, but also Sarah Blue makes it very easy to understand Omegaverse. I got a couple questions from friends reading it, but overall, she was also my first Omegaverse author, and I could not recommend her enough. I started with her hockey series, but if you don't want to get into a series, a novella works. But also, this will be a series. She's writing the second one currently. So, look into that. 5-star read. Also, it's stepbrothers and stepsister, and she's a stripper. So, it's a good time. It's a good time. I read Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I liked the first one more by a lot. It was good though. I read it as an arc. I think I gave it 4 stars. Thinking back on it now, it's probably 3.5. Not a bad book, just not what I wanted. I think half the book could have been cut out. The conflict was kind of whatever. Felt like a coming of age on her part, on the FMC's part. General fiction with romance versus just a romance book. I read Consider Me by Becca Mack. It is everyone's least favorite in the series. Understandably, you kind of hate him like until 50% of the book. I listened to it. I'm an audiobook girl. So listening to it made it go by pretty quickly. He's the perfect side character. And I think it set up the friendship between all of them very well. Because the rest of the series, elite. If you can get through this one, I think you'd like the rest of the series. Behold Her by Emily Antoinette. I gave this 2 stars. Do I remember a thing about it? No. I read Stolen Chances by Cleo Evans. This small town series is perfect, and I think everyone should read it. It's small town suspense. The first one felt like I tell people Catherine Cowell's book. So if you're into that, but if you know Cleo Evans, heavily spicy, heavily can lean taboo, very queer, very sex positive. FMC from the first one, it's her sister. First one's Broken Beginnings. It's her sister, the MMC's brother, and then the brother's best friend. So 5-star series. It's amazing. That was a 5-star. Cash, I gave 4 stars. Looking back on it now, Cash by Jessica Peterson. I don't have it anymore, if that says anything. I gave it 4 stars. It would probably be a 3. I don't remember it at all. Play With Me by Becca Mack was also in January. So fun. Forgettable, but fun. I love them. Spiciest book in the series, though. I think they were fun. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this book. I think I gave 5 stars, though. Look, I'm here for a good time. 5 stars to me, I'm kicking my feet and giggling. Ask me about it tomorrow. Couldn't fucking tell you. But it was a good time, so I gave it 5 stars. I don't know, mind your business. It's Whirlwind, and this is by Kayla Gross. It is plus size and student professor, and is a take on Twisters. And it's so fun. They fuck in a ditch. They do it in a ditch. I think this is one of her best books. I love it. It's such a good time. If you've never read Kayla Gross, there's a plethora of options to choose from, all plus size. Knives and Kisses, that's a novella by Aurelia Knight. I gave it 1 star. Sorry. I didn't like the first one I read of hers either. And then I got rid of them all. So, lastly, I read The Arc for Change of Heart by Bailey Hanna. And just buckle up, because this is not going to be the first time you hear about this woman or this series. I love Denver Wells. I love Denver Wells. Literally from the jump from the first book. This is the third from the first book. I wanted him. I wanted his book. I needed it so bad. And the FMC's name is Blair Hart. Hello, I'm a narcissist, I guess, because I loved it. I was like, it was YN. It was giving YN, you know? But 5 stars. This book ruined my life. The whole series ruined my life. Okay, so as for February, my first one was He's So Slick by Sinclair Kelly. This was my first non-Sarah Blue Omegaverse. I liked it. I think it's different because all authors write Omegaverse differently. Obviously with the same base, but like, you know. So it was different to get into another author's writing, but I enjoyed it. I did give it 4 stars. So can't say it's bad. It wasn't my favorite, but I have yet to continue the series. I really want to though. Next is In the Details by Julia Wolf. This is, he works in a mechanic shop and I think they're both rich. I don't remember much. To be honest, I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. I just don't remember it to speak on it in this moment. Love Lights by Emily Antoinette. This one is a Mothman romance. It's a cute little holiday novella, but I read it in February because I wanted to, and I love Mothman. I gave it 4 stars for vibes. I don't remember anything. By The Letter by Julia Wolf. It's the second one in the other one, and I gave it 4.5 stars. I don't remember it. I remember it being Enemies to Lovers, I think. Accidental Pregnancy. I apparently liked it though. 4.5 stars. Nick and Charlie. It was fine. It was 4 stars. It was my least favorite of the Heartstopper universe, which is sad because I really love the Heartstopper universe. Not saying it was a bad book. It was just my least favorite. Read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I got rid of this book. I didn't like the best friend. I thought she was really annoying. I think she was in the story way too much. And it pissed me off. I gave it 3 stars. It is the only Ali Hazelwood book that I don't own still. So if that says anything, at 12 by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is the Naturals novella. I gave it 4 stars. I couldn't tell you about it. And then I read Elle Thorpe's Buck Cowboys. 3.5 stars. Couldn't tell you about it. And then I read Unravel Me, and it was a 5 star. And this is Adam Lockwood, one of my favorite MMCs of all time. Of all time. I love him. He's so baby girl. He's so baby girl. He's an unconventional dad, and I love him. I love him and Rosie. Oh my God. I wish nothing but the best for him. And then I read The Orc King by Zoe Ashwood. I don't know. I gave it 3.5. It was fine. I don't have it anymore. If I Survive by Holly Jackson. I gave it 2 stars. I also don't have this anymore. It wasn't really anticipated to read. It sounded really interesting. And then I hated it. I hated it a lot. It was kind of insufferable. So the third book in March I read was The Roommate by Rosie Dunn. I wasn't sure if I would like this book, but I wanted to read it anyway. And I really, really liked it. I really liked it. Hidden Roots by Cleo Evans. Again, this is the third one in the series from before. And this one was delicious. And there's the bickering between the two of them. They hated each other the whole fucking book. I was gagged and obsessed. Mile High Heat by Sarah Blue. The Omega went into heat on an airplane in the first chapter or second chapter. I don't know. In the beginning of the book. And the Alpha was the pilot and helped her through her heat. This was delicious. This was so delicious. I'm so excited for the second one because it takes place on a cruise. And then next I read How I'll Kill You by Ryan DeStefano. I didn't like it. I gave it 3.5. I think I was being generous. I think it's maybe a 3. But even then, I couldn't tell you what happened besides the fact that I was bored. Intimacy Experiment. I loved this. She is a porn star with the guy in the first book. And they're also exes. And he is a rabbi. I grew up Jewish, so I thought it was funny. There were a lot of Jewish jokes, and I was giggling the whole time. It wasn't anything to write home about, but comical wise, loved. I read Asterisk Parker Doesn't Fall. This is a dust jacket I got from Peaches, obviously, on Etsy. It's so stunning, y'all. Okay, so I didn't think I was gonna like this one a lot because I didn't really like Astrid. I still gave it 4 stars. I really liked this. Delilah Green is my favorite in the series. I will not lie. Delilah Green holds reign. By Jay Cherry, I read Pump 2. It was a novella. I gave it 4 stars. It was a lot of boinking. A lot of mask play. Like to the point where she didn't know what he looked like until like the end of the book. I liked it. It was really fun. I was on vacation when I read this, and it was like a good, solid vacation book. Like, I blew through that whenever I had downtime. So next I read Guardians for the Vamp by Settlemyre. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. There was no plot. But I liked it enough, spice-wise, to give it 4 stars. Okay, so now we are in April, and I started the month with Fall With Me, which is interracial and perfection, and as a curly-haired girl, this book means the absolute world to me. I love Jackson Riley. I love him so bad. I love him and Lennon so bad. It was so fun. So fun. And he learns how to do her curl routine for her and like gets her silk sheets. And this book, if he wanted to, he would. That is what the entire theme of this book is. And he did. He did a lot. I love them. I love them so much. I Hated You in High School. I read this on NetGalley. It was a graphic novel, queer arc. I gave it 3 stars, 3.5. It was cute. It wasn't great. It wasn't my favorite. Art style was okay. Hot House Flower. I gave it 5 stars. This is literally the only 5-star book I had in the Addicted Callaway series. I haven't continued after this. I said, oh, it took me way too long to get to a book to give it 5 stars to even remotely enjoy one of the books in the series. I did not, y'all gonna hate me. I didn't like Lily and Lo. I didn't like them at all. And every single time I had to read something from the Addicted series, I wanted to literally put it down instantly. It took me almost 2 years to get through one of those books. You couldn't pay me to continue the series, though. It's gone off my shelves. That's What She Said by Eleanor Pilcher. Sorry. This is a demisexual FMC and her best friend. They live together. It's hypersexual best friend, and she's trying to get her laid basically because she's a virgin. I personally am demisexual, so to see rep in a book, this meant the absolute world to me. Change of Pace. This is the Setting edition. I don't have the standard cover, but I really liked this. This is a book that was very near and dear to Kayla's heart. I give it 4 stars. And this cover is just very cute. Love it. Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. First of all, this cover means everything to me. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I give this 3.5. It was so highly anticipated for me and I didn't really love it. It was cute, but it didn't feel fleshed out to me. Like it felt very surface level. Like you got a lot of them individually with their families, but I feel like they were academic rivals prior to working together, and they were both artists. So in their workforce, they work together now. Like you get that, but their romance felt very forced. Wild Wrangled by Layla Sage. I love him. I love Dusty. I love Dusty a lot. That being said, my least favorite in the series, gave it 4 stars. Cam made me want to injure somebody. Okay, we're in May. This is my birthday month. I did some traveling, and also I was in a mess slump for about 3 months. So this is when it gets not that crazy. Bigfoot Boss, I don't know. It was on my Kindle from like Stuff Your Kindle, and I picked it. And apparently they said Cheddar Bay Biscuit a lot, according to my review, and I wanted to die about it, apparently. 3 stars. I don't know. And then I read Hold the Line by Julia Wolf. I gave this 4 stars. It was very good. She's a fun FMC. If I believe correctly, she is a big career. I don't remember it, but I liked it. Honestly, that month was a blur. I read Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. Hello, this cover again. Peaches, obviously. I gag. I gave this 3 stars. It was my least favorite in the series. I think they were annoying, and I liked it sometimes, but it was a very frustrating read. And then First Time Caller. This is when I thought I was going to get out of a slump because I gave 5 stars. B.K. Borson could do no wrong, but also I live in Baltimore. This is a love letter to Baltimore. It felt like I was living in the book. Every single thing she talked about made me laugh and giggle because I was like, oh, I get it. But I loved it so much. This was easily top 3 favorite books of 2025. I think it was on Instagram in my top 3 of 2025. I loved it so much. And then it started my Wells Ranch reread. I read all 3 because this is around the time Change of Heart came out. So I wanted to read them again. I don't know. So I read Alive and Wells, 5 stars. Seeing Red, 5 stars. Change of Heart, 5 stars. I have nothing much to say. Clearly, I love them. These are everything to me. Billy Hannah is everything to me. Her PA Kaylee is everything to me. Like, I just love these books so much. They deal with real life issues. Like, it's not glossed over. There are real things happening. And I cry every time I read one. I don't know. That was the end of May. June consisted of Double Your Standards by Sarah Blue. This is the 3rd and last book in the Carlson Brothers series. And it's her contemporary romance and taboo as fuck. This one is twin brothers, and they date the same woman who's recently divorced. And at the start of it, she doesn't know that they're twins. That's all you need to know. This book is so fun. This book is so fun. I highly recommend that whole series. It's a blast. I read The Vampire in the Bookstore by Elle Drew. I gave it 1 star. I hated it. That was it for June. July was where I think I started to come out of a book slump, and then I think I went right back in. This is the day or the month I discovered Emily Rath. I had Pucking Around on my shelf for the longest time. For so long. Never read it. So I finally read that one night. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. It was a novella. It was spicy. Whatever. And then I read Pucking Around. This honker of a book. 4 stars. I don't remember much. I liked it. I liked Mars a lot. I read Pucking Ever After. Those novellas, I gave that 4 stars. Whatever. Nothing crazy. And then I read Lasso Lovebirds by Cleo Evans. I don't think I have this one. Just don't plan on reading the other 2. Charm City by Monica McCallan. It was a Valentine's novel. I gave it 3 stars. I don't really remember it. It was kind of uneventful. I listened to it. It was a good filler. It takes place in Baltimore. So I was like, ooh, lesbians in Baltimore. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Pucking Wild by Emily Rath. I also gave this 4 stars. And I don't remember it. And like these books, okay. These books are kind of too long for me to not remember what I read, I think. Don't you think? And then I read Pucking Ever After Volume 2. 4 stars. I think there was a story in there I really liked. I don't remember it. Shocker. Whoa. Shocker. Whatever. At this point, I don't know. And then I read Savor It by Tara DeWitt, and I loved this book. I did a post on Instagram that my best book friends, all gave me a book off my physical TBR to read. My friend Morgan and my friend Kenzie both wanted me to read this. Everyone and their mother loves this book. I was like, okay. I didn't like Funny Feelings, so I was scared to continue to read Tara DeWitt. Loved this book. It's the only one in the series I've read so far. I have to continue. I get it. This book was so good. Top 10 of the year. I read Fan Service by Rosie Danan. Clearly this was a year for her. I am a fangirl to my core. And this book just gave me Tumblr vibes. This is who I was as a child growing up. Like, it was so funny. 4 stars. I had a great time. Was it literary genius? No. but that's okay. And then I read Treading Water, Coach Student. It was taboo. It was 3 stars. It was fine. It was fine. It's a novella. My friend Rachel gave me this book. I had a good time. However, there were just words in it that I just didn't like the use of lollipop. You're grown. What are we doing? Lollipop? I'm good. Nero. This was my friend Leah's pick. By Ashley Tilley. I loved it. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I think the FMC is very stupid. Because, you like this man? But also it was fun. It was a really fun time. I can't wait to finish the rest of the series. I should read it. This is the indie copy. This comes out trad this month. So you'll have more opportunities to read it, and you should. August. One of my other favorite books that have ever come out of this year. Off the Beaten Path by Madison Wright. I loved this book. If you don't know, I am obsessed with Sarah Adams' Rome, Kentucky series. And this series gives me that vibe. He's single dad. They're next door neighbors. They bicker. He's older than her, if I remember correctly. I just had a great time. I was blushing and kicking my feet over this. It was so cute. Tale in the Mirth and Magic by Kristen Vale. It was fine. 3 stars. It was good plus size rep. I had fun with it. However, it fell flat. It felt like it dragged on for quite some time. Only in Your Dreams by Madison Wright. This is the second one. This reminded me of Will and Annie. Everyone's like, oh, he doesn't settle down, blah, blah, blah. This is his best friend's little sister. He wants her the whole time. So he keeps going on dates because they're not her. Oh, I love this book. And Practice Makes Perfect is my favorite of Rome, Kentucky series. So you can only understand. And then on completely opposite ends of the spectrum, I read Morning Glory Milking Farms. I gave it 4 stars. There's literally nothing to it. It's funny. I was giggling about it. And I don't think it should post, it's outlandish. It's so outlandish. But I had a good time. Lastly, for the month, I read The Ark for At Wit's End by Bailey Hannah, Wells Ranch series. These covers, I love them. 5 stars. 5 stars. I love me some Colt. He has a mustache. However, this isn't even about Colt to me. I want Wit. I want Wit Hart so bad. She is the sister of Blair Hart from Change of Heart, and he is another ranch hand. I want the Hart sisters so bad. She's a single mom, and he befriends her son on the ranch to get his act. It's so good. She said it wouldn't make you cry. Oh, I cried. And I know lots of people that cried. Bailey Hannah is a liar. And this book is everything to me. Okay, so we're in September. Reading is still slow. Let me paint the picture. It's fucking sweet. Girl, okay. We're 3 for 3. I don't remember what I read. I remember it being 2 men and a female. And it's accidental pregnancy, ? No, it took really long to get to the pregnancy though. And I said, oh, okay. I read Come Out is a paranormal romance. He's a ghost. She moves into this house with her roommates. They all get scared. She stays. She's into it. And it's so good. So delicious. 4.5 stars. The audiobook was really, really good. First of all, one thing to note. Grayson Owens does the MMC's voice. I love me some Grayson Owens. His audios are everything. He does all of them for Kayla. And he did so good. He did really good. That man has me blushing every time I listen to one. And I got to beta read Love Well Is Kept by Bailey Hannah. And just know, it'll murder your soul. That book was so good. It was so good. Read Not Our First Rodeo by Madison Wright. I gave it 4 stars. It was tough, honestly. It dealt with fertility issues. It was very good. And it was a second chance romance. And it was emotional. Those 2 books back to back kind of gut-wrenched me. It was kind of hard. The novella Devil's Night by Mari Rose. 4 stars. It was fun. It was dark. It was fast-paced. And it was like a revenge plot for the ages. I loved it. My last book for this month was Finger Arrangement. I arc read this, and ooh, girl, the stickers are coming out. This, I love the first one. I love the first one a lot, but this one, she's a witch, curvy, plus size, whatever, and Warren, vampire. They aren't supposed to be together. He literally pines for years for this woman, and they are fated mates. They are so good. God, it's so good. It's so good. The things that this man does is so outlandish. You need to read this series. You need to read the series. The last one comes out. The third one comes out in 2026, September, I believe. That's usually when they're coming out. Here in October, this was when things got good for the year, okay? Started off the month with Cowboy Casual. I had the arc for this. This book brought me back from the dead. I love this book so much. I read this in 2 days. And for someone who has been in a slump basically for months, that's magical. And also this cover is to die for. Read My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by Kimberly Lemming. This was part of the Halloween novella, Amazon novella things. I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. I read Scythe and Sparrow. I gave it 5 stars. She was so funny. She was the worst serial killer, but so funny. I was hollering. I listened to it, naturally, because if you're not listening to these audiobooks, mine's the first one. If you're not listening to these audiobooks, you should. And I read Love and Other Killers. I gave it 4 stars. It's a novella basically connecting all 3 books in the trilogy. It was good. And it also tied into Taurus Season, which I haven't read yet, but is an interconnected series. And then I read Graveyard Shift by Emma Rio. I don't know what I read. 2 stars. Nothing happened. I was confused. And I don't know if I was too dumb, but I genuinely just don't think nothing happened. I don't think anything happened. I read A Pact for Autumn, Omegaverse, Amelia Emerson. Hello, my voice. Where'd she go? And then I read Hot for Slayer by Allie Hazelwood. Really good. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. And then I read Game On novella, that's Omegaverse, and gave that 4 stars. And then I read Lavender Moons meets Las Vegas by Sarah Blue novella, gave that 4 stars. And then I read Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. I loved this book. 5 stars. She's thick. But I love this series. I also love literally anything Harley LaRue writes, I think. Read Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. It was kind of insta-love their best friends and start fake dating. Not fake dating. Like friends with benefits. Whatever. They're clearly obsessed with each other. I feel like half this book didn't need to exist. It was a good filler. I'm going to read the rest of the series as like filler series or filler books, but like it was good. I had a good time, but it wasn't anything crazy. Claimed by Her Monsters by Lexi Davis. This was also an arc. I gave it 2.5 stars. It sucked. It sucked. Bare bones, the concept of this book, really good. Really good. She was picked up. I think she was arrested or she was in the whatever. She was arrested. She doesn't have parents anymore. It was also her birthday. I don't really know. Her guardian had to come pick her up. The next guardian that had her was like a step uncle or something that she's never met. I don't know. So he like brings her to her house. They're monsters. And they all have an orgy. I don't know. It's something. And they're playing like Monopoly or something. And the Monopoly game lasts longer than everything else in the book. I read Slasher Smash by D. Garcia. 3 stars. My review was literally mindless filth, but I loved it. I couldn't tell you what happened in this book. I think they were masked. I think there was ghost faces involved. I read Set Piece, which was my first 831. And it was good. I gave it 3 stars though. Like it wasn't revolutionary. It was fine. It was cute. I don't remember a thing about it. Then I read Hear My Heart by Tay Monet. 3.5 stars rounded up. It was messy and the cover gave not that. There was a lot of cheating involved. It was a cheating trope. But it was good. It wasn't great. I'd never read it again. And then I read Halloween Hunt by Harley Rowe in part of her Dirty First Date novellas. And it was filthy and a good read, and I think I'd give it 4 stars. I read Chasing the Wild by Elliot Rose, and I DNF'd it. He was a misogynistic pig, and I hated it. And the last book of the month was Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. This was the end of the series. This was a gut punch. Lots of fertility issues, very hard. I sobbed like a baby. We're getting there, guys. It's now November. And the first book I finished was Shuttered Hearts by Erin Graves. I loved this so much. It takes place in Maryland. And it was emotional, very emotional. She comes back to town because her dad is sick. And this is her first back in town for a very long time because of trauma. And she becomes a teacher there because she's a photographer. And she meets the art teacher who happens to be her family's best friend and is basically like another son to them. I gave that 4.5. For Heathen and Honeysuckle by Sarah Bailey, I gave this 4 stars. The second half was emotionally devastating. The second half was hard. But it was very, very good. I love the world. I love the characters, and I cannot wait to continue. And I have the ones with the sprayed edges. These sprayed edges are also some of my favorites. Beta Red, Lights, Camera, Not by Kaylin, which is the pen name for Kaylee Gross. So good, guys. So good. So good. I can't wait for y'all to read it. That Omegaverse 8 down. And then I did beta read this, but I also read the arc, and then whatever. Scrooge for the Holidays by Kaylee Gross. Delicious. They're Nephilim. She's the Scrooge. Basically, past, present, future. They have tattooed wings. They're half angels, half human in this magical town, Christmas town. It's so spicy. It's so spicy, so good. And they are all together. All the men are together and all with her. Guys, there's tentacles. By the way, 5 stars. Christmas in Coconut Creek. Christmas in Coconut Creek, I gave 4 stars. It was too long. It was too long. The story was good, but it was too damn long. It could be 3.5 solely because it would not end. It would not end. This book in November I read was Between the Pines by Amber Palmer. I loved this book. They are not my favorite. Couple-wise, they're fine. It's second chance romance. It was a one-night stand. Very insta-lovey, very insta-lusty. It was good, though. I like the world a lot. So I just know I'm going to love the rest of the other 2 books in the series. And then I read Nine Holidays Falling by Erin Graves. We are now in December, guy. I gave it 4.5 stars. It is very good. A very good book. I loved it. It ties in. So the Ashford Falls, Maryland series is this one. And then she's coming out with another series that takes place in Pennsylvania, I believe. And it basically connects the 2 series together. And it is Sadie and Reed are the couple. And basically for 9 holidays straight, they are finding each other out and about. And they progressively fall in love with each other every time they see each other. Good Spirits was so good. So good. This was my first read. I listened to it. I thought I was going to crash my car from crying, y'all. I bawled like a baby. And it was so good. So delicious. I love him. And it was written gorgeously. It was so pretty. The whole book was so... And I read A Pack for Winter by Eliana Lee. It's 2 authors writing both books in the series. It was really good. It was really good. I think I like this one more than the first one. It wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great. I give it 4 stars for vibes. I definitely like this one better than the first one. Stuff with Cole by Kayla Gross. A little novella she put out for the holidays. 4 stars. Best friend's dad, Silver Fox. And he plays Santa Claus at the mall. And they hook up while he's Santa Claus. And there's inanimate objects because what else does Kayla do for holiday books? Also listen to it at the ALC. And the audiobook was great because Victoria Connolly did the book. She did it. And Anytime she does an audiobook, I'm locked in. She's so good. She's so good. I saw Mommy Kissing the Nanny. I gave it 2 stars. I thought it was like a 3-star for the longest time. And then there was a conflict in like the last 10 pages and it made me so mad. It made me so mad. One FMC with the child is 41 years old and can't problem solve and acts like she's 15. And literally the only reason why I read it is because I saw NSFW art. And I said, 2 women? Sign me up. Last book started my reread for Rome, Kentucky because the 4th one just came out. 4th and last. So I listened to When in Rome by Sarah Adams. And I forgot how much I love this book. I forget how much I love Noah Walker. 4 stars still. I get 4 stars when I read it in 2023. 4 stars still. That is the end of my 2025 wrap up. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for coming to see my first YouTube video ever. I wanted to yap, and honestly, I yap too much. Editing me is going to hate it. But that is all. I love you all. Bye.